10 altcoins for the yen trade. You're like, what yen trade? I'll tell you. I will tell you all about it. Bitcoin and Ethereum are obviously two of the dollar yen 10. And of course, I have to tell you what dollar yen is before it's all over the news, because it will be all over the news. But I can give you the good news right away for your coffee and your bagel. And here it is. The fiat debasement trade is here. And you're going to wake up one day and crypto's going to be up 25%. In other words, whatever happened to Zcash, which we've written all about in Patreon Platinum, YouTube VIP. So if you need your Zcash primer, you know where to go. Zcash went from 40 to 170 and can't even downtick. Right? Because it's a privacy coin. There's fundamental catalysts. But the rest of the market is going to start acting like Zcash. And the dollar yen thing is what's going to trigger it all. So without further ado, you don't want to go anywhere, because I have top 10 altcoins, so dollar yen 10. And if I'm nice, I have 10 coins for social disorder, because we got Green Army men on the streets in big US cities. Crypto for that, anyone? Naturally, we'll be going over the specific coins we like, along with Solana small caps, in the YouTube Very Important Person podcast coming up 9 a.m., a half hour after this show. I can't believe you want to miss the laser picks, plus the Solana small caps and crypto showdown. Dollar yen, what is going on? All right. In Japan, they have a little bit of a problem. For 30 years, they had a deflation problem. They had a real estate and stock bust in the 90s, and they never recovered. And their idea was to print money and do government spending and lower rates to zero. Well, that didn't work. Didn't. So they just kept on printing. To give you an idea of how much money they printed, the United States printed $85 billion a month for like a couple of years. The Japanese economy, which is 1/3 the size of ours, they printed $85 billion a month equivalent to get things going. Now, of course, when you print and print and print indefinitely, eventually you wind up with inflation. So the Japanese were like, oh, we have to create some inflation. And then they were like, oh my God, we created too much inflation. All right. So they've had all kinds of problems. The Japanese government bond market's falling apart. If you want to know why gold is approaching 4,000, that could be the lone answer. Something very bad is going on over there. So all the politicians don't know what to do. So they elect a new prime minister, I think, who, is different from all the other prime ministers. I'll let you Google it, look it up. But she has a great idea. Hey, we printed too much money and spent too much money. So you know what? We're going to print more money and spend more money. We're just going to keep on printing. So this whole thing about us cutting rate, like hiking rates and all of that, not doing it. So Nikkei up 5%, right? A yen invested in the stock market is better than a yen in the bank. They're devaluing the currency. The only way out of a debt crisis, as I've said for years, is to devalue the currency, and they are doing it today in Japan, right? Like the dollar versus the yen. The dollar now buys 150 yen. It may go to 160, and that can turn into its own little crisis. But we don't care about that. What we care about is this very unique characteristic of the yen, which is going to make you happy. Namely, when the yen falls in value, it allows speculators to borrow yen for cheap, watch the yen, get rid of the yen and get dollars and put it in Bitcoin, right? So take the yen, dump it, put it in Bitcoin, and this falling yen, right, because by the time you go to like turn your yen in, right? Or I'm sorry, when you go to take your dollars from your Bitcoin profits and you go, you'll have more yen when it's over because the yen gets weaker and weaker. The dollar buys more and more yen. So borrow some yen, buy some Bitcoin, and voila, you have more money. You not only have the P&L from the Bitcoin, but you've got a win on the fiat side. And this goes for stonks too, right? In other words, hey, let's borrow some Japanese yen and buy stonks. So every time the yen goes down, everything goes up. It's the everything melt up going on. Which again, if you're wondering why gold has been going up every day and silver is up only, we have arrived at that point. Yen down, fiat down, crypto up, especially with yen, right? Yen falling, dollar rising, in this case, fuels speculation. I don't know if anybody remembers this as a footnote, but there was like something that happened in 2024 where people thought this whole thing was going to unwind. And everybody got scared and, Ethereum lost 30% of its value. Oh, God. Now it's the reverse. There is legitimate melt up risk in crypto. I mean, I'm surprised. I'm surprised they have the ability to hold it down now. I mean, when ETH goes, it's going to blow through 5,000. Maybe gold's got to go through 4K. But you can feel all these altcoins coming up underneath, right? You look at Bitcoin and ETH, maybe it's like unchanged, but Zcash is pushing everything slowly, gradually, then suddenly. The yen is fuel for speculation. When the yen falls in value, everything goes up. And given the fact that Nvidia is worth more than all of crypto, given the fact that I was able to do filters on Solana, and I said, you know what? Give me some coins that are in an uptrend that are less than 50 million market cap, and they're trading on Solana. And I got like 25 coins. And the market's been going up for like 3 or 4 days. There's still stuff out there that's legit, like liquid staking. And we're going to be going all over these Solana small caps in the YouTube VIP podcast. And I am going to give you the dollar yen 10. But the market is too cheap. Like I always say that. People look at me and go, what do you mean? It just means the market could levitate all at once. You could have this like gap all at once, right? So Big Rich wants me to check Sui and SLV. Okay, well, it looks like SLV and silver wants to blow through its premium zone. I don't know which is which. Is silver leading Zcash or is Zcash leading silver? I'm showing in spot silver that it's probably going to print 50. That's the top of the premium zone. And as far as Sui goes, Sui's up 10%. Sui hasn't done anything. Like the one thing that people don't realize is about to happen. They don't realize that yen down equals Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Solana, parabolic. 1. 2, they don't realize that if there's a problem with foreign currencies, because we haven't gotten to Japan, we haven't gotten to France and Germany yet. This is going to mean the massive proliferation of US dollar stablecoins. In other words, what you got going on in the yen, and then what you got going on, well, you got a French government official stayed in office 3 weeks, took a look at the books and how the sausage got made and was like, see ya, I'm moving to Switzerland. And Germany has major problems per what Zero Hedge is writing this morning. So you could have a proliferation and demand for not only cryptocurrency, but US dollar stablecoins. And you could have massive amounts of capital flooding into stablecoins, US dollar stablecoins. Now, of course, when they get to US dollar stablecoins, where's it going to go? It's eventually going to wind up in the market. So you have existing hedge funds that obviously are not long enough because Zcash tripled. That's an example. They weren't long enough when Ethereum went from 2,000 to 4,000, and the whole world, including retail, is about to make the same mistake. And everybody who's long the euro and the yen is either got to get into crypto or US dollar stable coins and then crypto. So anybody who produces stable coins, like, the machine gave me, coins for social disorder, coins for, the yen problem. Aave was on both lists. Where do you think all these stable coins are going? Everyone's like, what, Aave? Isn't that boring? Yeah, bro, Zcash was boring until it tripled. Until it tripled. And if you don't think that can happen in the rest of the market, please, I would invite you this morning to think again. Think again. Because this thing, like, I've done things where I've been like, get to the chopper, it's a problem. Folks, this isn't get to the chopper. This is get on like the high-speed Chinese, high-speed train that's going, I don't know, Mach 1 from one place to the other. That's what it feels like. You're going to blink and you're going to do a 3-hour trip in 5 minutes. Everyone's like, oh, it's going to be a really bullish fourth quarter, or it's going to be a really bullish October. Yeah, how about we just, we could do all this in one day. Now, the Gann roadmap that is in Patreon Platinum, right? Because we got roadmaps now for Zcash, and we got roadmaps for Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP. Solana, XRP are behind. In other words, they should be higher than where they are right now. I have absolutely no idea why, like, XRP is just barely above $3. I know I kind of say that every day. That's because it's true. And my point about the stable coins, to circle back, stable coins run on what? They run on XRP Ledger. They run on Sui. They run on Cardano. They run on ETH and Solana. So if every single layer one doubles its DeFi activity because there are fiat problems and crypto is mooning, I mean, folks, it doesn't get any better than this. And what's even better is that everyone is asleep. Like, Zcash at 178 or 160. The Gann model had 145 as the dip. 145, 150 is the dip. I don't know what the low was, but I think we caught it. Now, everyone's like, well, I can't buy it because it went from 20 to 140. But it was the same story with Solana in 2024 and 2023. It just doubled. And then it took the whole meme market with it. In this particular case, I think this is going to be macro driven. Everyone's just going to say, well, you know what? Every single layer one's going to run stable coins. So we got to buy every single layer one now, right? And hedge funds are all going to chase each other. And then retail's going to figure this out rather quickly. Because, again, they've been watching gold go up mysteriously for 2 months. Now, all of a sudden, it's like gap and go. And I love the fact that crypto is like, it's only up a little bit. It's like gradually, everyone kind of doubts it. Everyone doesn't think it's going to happen. And then, boom. Boom. So here comes the dollar yen 10 as promised. 10 coins for the yen to drop and the dollar to rise because, I don't know, they've gone full goofy over there in Japan. Okay, so the obvious choice is Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin is being portrayed in the media as something that works with gold and goes straight up. ETH, Solana, Binance Coin, which makes a new high every day. All forms of money, all smart contracts. Part of the rally that no one talks about in BNB could be not only the trading on Binance, but it could be stablecoin related. No one is talking about this. No one. No one has linked stablecoins to layer ones. Speaking of layer ones, Avalanche as a part of the dollar yen 10. Okay. Now payments, EVM compatibility, security tokens, scalability, speed. Chainlink's going to 100. Right? Every single entity on the entire planet is going to have to call Chainlink to get on chain. You're not doing trillions in stablecoin. You're not doing 300K Bitcoin without Chainlink connecting literally everyone. Everyone. Because how fast is this going to take? You can get on your phone. You can watch European and Japanese governments have major fiscal problems. We're going to have green army men versus men in masks in multiple cities. So even though, the dollar and stable coins may kind of benefit short term, folks, the optics on what sovereigns are doing are terrible, right? Which is why, Aave, like I said earlier, is an obvious choice for the dollar yen 10. Now, the other obvious play is XRP. Two non-obvious plays, okay? Artificial liquid intelligence token, okay? Used to train and upgrade NFTs that interact with people. Now, do you know what that means? Not exactly. I got to do some research, and so do you. But I gave you a small cap because the way you set up big portfolios is, you buy the stuff. There's no such thing in crypto as a no-brainer. But if you have a currency debasement trade going on and crypto is this cheap relative to equities, there are no-brainer plays out there, right? Solana is one of them, obviously. Right. But this, artificial liquid intelligence token, and for a meme, believe it or not, pulls out Doge. Launched in 2013 as a joke. Now, I love this 2013 angle. Altcoin Daily had a really good title, which I was all too happy to sort of kind of borrow. There were huge parabolic up moves in 2021. 2017, and nobody remembers the one from 2013. I don't. I wasn't in crypto yet. So why not go back to the roots for Doge? Because Doge can act as money. And that is what's going to drive all this. People get to crypto. They're like, oh my God, I got to click on a YouTube video. I got to figure out where to get started. I just told you. Because the dollar yen 10 could apply whether it's like, France, Germany, economic budget problems, whatever is going on with speech over there in the land of kings and queens. Like, what is going on? Now, for a bonus, I am going to give you the social disorder coins. So if I was Ray Dalio, and, Dalio's a big hedge fund manager, and he's going to be out going, oh my God, Civil War, I told you, we need 300 troops in, whatever various, blue cities where the police are overwhelmed. That's going to be called civil conflict at some point. I can't even say it, but I do have some altcoins for it. We call it a book report in the YouTube member podcast. Naturally, with these lists of 10 or 20 coins, you're going to want to know which ones we like the best. And that starts at 9 a.m. Eastern. So social disorder coins that you might not think of, like Uniswap, trading on ETH. Big Rich out there is into radium on Solana. Everyone's forgotten about Uniswap. Everybody's forgotten about the ETH universe. Nobody thinks ETH can go to 6,000. If silver can go to 50, ETH can go to 6,000. Like, boom. And if ETH goes to 6,000, Aave, Sky, formerly Maker, Compound, all of this ETH DeFi stuff that actually makes money, Uniswap, etc. Absolute total moonshot. Total moonshot, right? Polkadot. It's another company like Chainlink, used the token to buy software. Polkadot is like the original layer zeros, right? Specializing in like connecting a whole bunch of blockchains. Like, it's like blockchain universe. Like, we're not going to have that with the stablecoin trade at this point, right? Tokenizing assets. Legacy has like liquidity problems. Like, everybody wants like to buy 15 stocks and nothing else. You telling me we're not going to need Polkadot? Cosmos is the same way. Everyone's like, well, I don't want to hear about Dino coins. What? You didn't want to hear about Zcash that I've loved for 3 years and it tripled? Well, that can't happen again, right? It can't happen across the whole market, right? Wrong. It can happen. Gradually, then suddenly, all this stuff that was dead wakes up out of nowhere. Cosmos, they call it the Internet of Blockchains. Galaxy Digital is very into it, right? The plumbing of the system. Our Gann model keeps talking about by the plumbing of the system. The tech coins could act like meme coins. Zcash, which is a large cap cryptocurrency on Coinbase and Gemini, is acting like a meme coin. What happens if the whole rest of the market starts acting like a meme coin? Okay. And the final thing on the social disorder coins, right, other than like Monero and Zcash, is Arweave AR, which is something I just cannot get the Gann model off. Permanent censorship resistant data storage. Sounds good to me, right? I went to watch 1984 over the weekend, the actual movie. And, it was just, it was just too sad, right? And the Eagle King sending me a TikTok of a young brunette girl sobbing because she's got to live in her car. And, the state of Virginia is making people pay taxes on their cars based on their value every year. So your vehicles are being taxed like property, like you're living in them. This is what is out there in developed countries, not some overseas republic, developed countries. So cryptocurrency, anybody? John McAfee wrote the Declaration of Cryptocurrency Independence in 2018. And guess what, homies? It is happening right now, live on your phone, on your computer, right? You got to make a decision. Like, there's some people who have got a little bit of Zcash stress because I'm like, really kind of pumping it hard. I hodled some of that. Nobody has enough because it's going to go up. Now and I'm settling people down. I mean, look, if Zcash is going to go up, you want it to consolidate or hang out, even if it doesn't really dip. So the uptrend will be healthy. But everybody is already experiencing Zcash FOMO and fear of missing out. Like, we've gone from total despair to fear of missing out in a week. And I mean fear. Like, everyone goes, oh, it's FOMO. No, it's fear. Matter of fact, in equities, you ready for this? Get this. In equities, they have a fear index. Now, normally, the fear index only goes up when people are afraid. Afraid of what? Afraid of the market going down. For the first time in the history of the index, Goldman is reporting that the fear index is going up because people are so scared that stocks are going to go up because of this currency debasement trade. So you have completely unprecedented price action in stonks which are overvalued and have gone up a lot. And, whether it's a bubble or it's not a bubble, we don't care. Just that you have panic buying in stocks, both in the US and Japan. You have FOMO in crypto with just one or two coins. And I ask you this question: how much FOMO are you going to have in the dollar yen 10 or in the social disorder coins, which I just gave you? How much FOMO are you going to have if all those cryptos double? They double. Right? You don't believe me? Well, you got to come to the YouTube member podcast, because that's what my colleague Toby Ward says. Oh, yeah, it's all going to double. Just hang out. I mean, really, could Bitcoin go from 125 to 250? Everybody has 250 as a year-end target in Bitcoin. So you're telling me Bitcoin couldn't go to 250? ETH can't go to 6K? XRP can't go to $5. Well, guess what, everybody? It can. And all these hyperbole crypto Twitter targets, you now have a catalyst, which is why I got on the air and got you out of bed and pumped out 20 altcoin ideas, and explained to you why they're good ideas. Now, naturally, like I said, if you want to find out which ones we like the best, if you want to find out, if you want to see the woo magic that ace analyst Toby Ward comes up with when we literally merge Wall Street with woo-woo, and we have the most entertaining, informative, and wildly accurate setup. Not to mention we have the Gann roadmap, so you can check out where crypto should be every day and make perhaps investing decisions. Be like, ooh, look, XRP should be a lot higher. Gee, what should we do with XRP? What should we do? I don't know. I think what we should do is welcome who's here and continue to talk about, how much money our customers are making. Maybe we could do that, right? And invite you to that podcast in 30 minutes. We have Yav, the Fuzz Crypto. I know how Lopez loves this stream because he doesn't have to get up in the middle of the night. It's like, wow, man, I can actually eat dinner, sit on my couch and watch TV. When you get up in the middle of the night, how do you watch I mean, God bless this guy, man. He's like, oh, God, I got to wake up. Okay. What's Bill saying? Love you, man. Love these guys, all of them. Moon Sector 7, a member for a year. Congratulations. You are a Spartan Colonel. Rave Song Records. Kevin, good morning from Lakeland, Florida. Right? Wrong again. It's most bullish weekly close I've ever seen. Got coins. That's the one sentence market update right there. The Fuzz Crypto, right? John Comer is here looking at Clash. Tyler Hall from the Antivirus Universe. JNO looking at GP. Daydream Believers. Let's go. We have Steve Voss. Cisco, a member. Adele. Bill, are you and Toby going to try and predict when the AI crypto rotation will occur? Yes. It's going to, as soon as Stonks open. You know what I'm saying? They're going to get after this thing. We got a guy in the group, T-Bone. Guy's going crazy. Vader, a DeFi coin that changed the website and is now doing robots, or say they're doing robots. Dude, the tech part of crypto is moving right now. I mean, it is moving right now. I mean, Render was up 8% the other day. I mean, all of these coins want to go. They're going in stages. So it's not if they go, it's just when is their turn? When is their turn in the rotation to just go? I mean, you can tune into the podcast. Toby always got an updated energy reading, if you will. Dude, I think it's imminent. We have Anup here. Welcome, sir. Right? Big Rich, super chatting. A Spartan officer. Welcome, sir. He knows how to use his emoji. Right? This is the yen carry trade problem in reverse. It's only a problem, if you don't own anything. Chris, PEAQ. Dude, D-Pin. Oh, my God, dude. like the stuff that's up, that's corrected and done like a consolidation. Like, for example, XRP is on a 10-month consolidation. Some of these other coins are doing like a 10-day consolidation. Sideways is the new down, people. If you get sideways, you got to take advantage of it. That's hard. It's hard because you're like, oh, God, it's going to drop like September. I don't know. Frankly, if it goes down at this point, it's a gift. The Hot Mess Express. T-Bone, now a Spartan officer. Welcome, sir. Low cap Solana plays. Check Avo and Virus. That's a good tip. The Gann model didn't pull those out, but we'll check it out. Gaseous K, King Spasm. What's up? Steven, SoFlow Digital. How about Metallicus? Dude, we'll look into it. This is like a screen share. Screen share on the vertical live stream. Wow, we got a crowd going on this morning. Warmon is here. Ark Contempt Me. Why is HBAR so low? Okay, well, HBAR is not our favorite, but you have to remember, these American-made cryptos, if he changes the tax treatment on transactions on American cryptos, HBAR might wake up. You know what, dude? It's just not HBAR's turn yet. But, of course, that could change tomorrow. It wasn't Zcash's term since I recommended it in 2022. That only took 3 years. It's not going to take 3 years for HBAR. And, again, you know, this lesson that we've already got people going, oh, my God, my coin is not up. So, like, the coin I don't own is going up. That's one fear. Now we have my coin's not up after 7 days, and I'm unhappy. And I get that. I understand that. But people, the money is not made in the buying and the selling. The money is made in the waiting. All you got to do is wait your turn here. ZBCN, right? Can HBAR go to $1? Dude, these cryptos can go so much higher than you think they can go. Everyone thinks they know where resistance is. Resistance is baloney. It's baloney. Like, oh, yeah, this should stop here. Okay, right. All the money in the planet is coming this way, but we're going to talk about resistance on charts, and I'm a chart guy. I'm not doing it. Don't fall for this. I mean, yeah, you have to manage risk. You have to be intelligent, right? You have to know where something should stop and maybe go sideways, but you're like, oh, I can't buy it because it's at resistance. No, you should buy it because it's at resistance, because when it goes through resistance, you won't be able to buy it, especially now with a yen catalyst, right? CLOS, Tau isn't moving significantly yet, right? I mean, what kind of catalysts have we had in the last, say, 5 days? Zcash gets included in the Thor swap cross-chain universe. Like, how many coins do you think would have gone in there before Zcash? I don't know, like every one. And then all of a sudden, somebody comes out and goes, yeah, you know, we have a problem with inflation and printing too much money. So we're going to print more money and not worry about inflation. It'll just go away. This is in 5 days. And this can continue because the catalysts are out there. Why is gold and silver higher? XRP, what is your opinion? Sir, XRP is money. It's money, and it's a stablecoin company with 1,000 employees. And everyone's trying to tell me that, you know, I don't know, that retail's involved, that I shouldn't talk about XRP. I think Wall Street people should be talking about XRP, because I don't know how you can have the kind of problems we have in the world and have certain banks not have some challenges. Or certain banks go, you know what, we really need to FOMO into the stablecoin trade or the crypto payments trade, right? We're behind. Silicon Valley is going to get involved and buy somebody or get involved with some project. There are catalysts out there, right? Does anybody know about the hidden gem Redstone? No, but we will have to look into it, right? Okay, people, that was supposed to be the 20-minute market update, turned into the 40-minute market update on the shorts feed. Ladies and gentlemen, the YouTube podcast, the YouTube VIP podcast in 15 minutes. Be there.